Okay, so we are wandering around at the posters and we're looking at some of them and some of the people who are looking at them also. And we are here with Scott. Scott, can you tell us who you are a little bit first, please?
Yeah, sure can. So Scott McCoombe, the Associate Head of School of Deakin Medical School in Geelong, Australia, down in Victoria.
Okay.
So a long way from home.
Yes. Scott, you've been looking at some of the posters. Can you firstly give us a bit of an impression of what you've seen and what is here?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I've probably seen about a third of them. There's so many here and so much to take in. So I've kind of flicked between taking photos for relevant people back home to get them into their inboxes. And then from my perspective, I teach the public health medicine curriculum at Deakin Medical School. So I'm really interested in those that are trying to incorporate public health messaging or physical activity, nutrition into medical curricula. So they're the ones I've been focusing on the most.
Just to give you a little bit of background, that our curriculum in MD program, we've got a postgraduate medical education in our university, provide provision of our students to spend some time in the community to get to know the community resources for future practice. Also to understand better, have better appreciation of the issues that exist in the community in relation to housing, relation to transportation, relation to accessibility to health services, and also getting to know more of the non-medical pathway to health as well.
So finally, take-home message, our clinical reflect teaching performance, share value and the need as a medical care in align with the AOME standard. And secondly, the collaborative organization culture and support are critical for better clinical teacher professional development. Thank you, everybody.
Have you seen any that have caught your fancy in particular, either in public health or in general?
I've just finished doing the gamification series, which is in the next corridor here, and they've really intrigued me on what I think is the next step in medical education, sort of breaking it down into these bite-sized chunks for the students to take on board. So they're the ones that I've spent a lot of time looking at and maybe taking back to our med-ed team back in Australia. It's trying to get away from the didactic learning models into something that's a little bit more bite-sized and palatable for students.
I really like that you've established the need to have a peer learning community, because that's really, really important, I think, amongst fellow educators. How are you going to develop that further in your institution?
We set a program for this such a grant for next one term of 6 months. They can design their learning goal and they organize based on the autonomy of a clinical teacher. They can design their learning goal and get together and reach their learning goal.
So for data analysis, the quantitative evaluation component, we use the statistical analysis, and as you can see on the charts that we have created here, the question covered 3 levels of engagement. Was the engagement of the agencies with the students, engagement of the agencies with the Griffith University, and also the agency's own staff role and workplace issue of having our students there.
Our medical educator leader need to provide this framework to them and let them set in their learning goal to reach this standard. This our organization, maybe our organization to foster them to become the more competent medical educator.
Gamification, would that involve using technology and what sort of technology? Would it be very expensive, difficult, or what?
No, so we already do bits and pieces of it. So during lectures, flipping them around to have people using clickers or responding on online surveys or whatever it may be, and they're free. So you can do it cheaply. It's just about rethinking the way that you teach the delivery. Some of the more in-depth gamification ones, I'm sure that they would be expensive, but it really gives students instant feedback on what they're doing. So teach, do the quiz or do whatever it may be, do the action, and then they instantly know whether they've got it or not. So.
All right, excellent.
All right.
Thanks very much, Scott.